The morning sun filtered through the blinds of my clinic, casting long shadows across the familiar charts and models that had been my professional companions for over 30 years. That particular Tuesday felt unremarkable. Another day filled with the predictable rhythm of consultations, the shared anxieties of aging men grappling with prostate concerns, dwindling energy, and the often unspoken grief over lost intimacy. As a board-certified urologist and surgeon specializing in male sexual health, I'd navigated thousands of these conversations. I'd prescribed medications, performed delicate procedures, offered empathetic counsel, and witnessed the profound impact declining vitality had on a man's spirit. I believed I understood the landscape, the biological inevitabilities etched in medical textbooks and reinforced by decades of clinical observation. The narrative was clear. With advancing years, particularly beyond the sixth decade, sexual function wanes. Erections become less reliable. Desire may fade, and the vibrant connection of intimacy often dims, accepted as a natural, if unwelcome, part of growing old. My name is Dr. John Garret, and my entire career has been dedicated to helping men reclaim fragments of that lost vitality, to restore confidence and reignite the spark of intimacy where it seemed extinguished. I'd seen modest victories, managed expectations, and learned to navigate the complex interplay of physiology and psychology. Yet nothing in my extensive training, no lecture hall wisdom, no weighty tome of case studies, could have possibly prepared me for the quiet revolution that walked through my door that afternoon in the form of a 96-year-old man. His entrance alone was a statement. No walker creaked beside him, no hesitant shuffle marked his steps. He moved with a purposeful, steady gait, his posture remarkably upright, shoulders back, head held high. A calm confidence radiated from him, a lightness in his eyes that spoke of engagement with life, not mere endurance of it. It was a presence, a vitality rarely encountered even in men decades his junior. We exchanged pleasantries, and I prepared for the routine, reviewing medications, checking vital signs, and discussing any urinary symptoms or general aches. His charts showed the expected minor age-related notations, but his physical exam was astonishingly unremarkable for his age. Flexibility, reflexes, cardiovascular sounds, all pointed to a system functioning far beyond its chronological mandate. Then came the moment that shattered my professional complacency. As we concluded the physical assessment, I asked the standard, almost perfunctory question I posed to all my male patients. And how are things functioning for you physically, Mr. Peterson? Any concerns, particularly regarding intimacy? He didn't hesitate. A warm, genuine laugh escaped him, crinkling the corners of his eyes. He leaned forward slightly, meeting my gaze directly, his voice clear and steady. Dr. Garret, he said, a hint of amusement in his tone, I wake up with a rock-hard erection every single morning, like clockwork. The silence that followed was thick, punctuated only by the faint hum of the clinic's air conditioning. I blinked, certain I had misheard. Perhaps he meant something else. I'm sorry, Mr. Peterson, could you repeat that? You wake up? He nodded, the smile still playing on his lips, utterly devoid of boastfulness, simply stating a fact. Every morning. Strong, steady, no issues. I'm 96, doctor, not 106. He wasn't embellishing. There was no hint of exaggeration or the need for validation. He was stating the reality of his body, a reality that stood in stark, almost defiant contrast to everything I had witnessed throughout my career. Stunned doesn't begin to cover it. Here was a man approaching the century mark, exhibiting a level of sexual function that men 30, even 40 years younger, men sitting in my waiting room at that very moment, were desperately struggling to achieve, often despite medications and interventions. The cognitive dissonance was profound. My mind raced, discarding possibilities. Was he on some exotic, cutting-edge hormone therapy I hadn't heard of? Taking a potent cocktail of supplements? Following some rigorous, secretive biohacking regimen? The sheer improbability of his claim, juxtaposed with his undeniable physical presence, the sharp mind, the mobile body, the palpable energy, demanded an explanation.
The curiosity, the professional imperative to understand, overrode any lingering skepticism. I leaned in, my voice dropping slightly, the formality momentarily set aside. Mr. Peterson, that is extraordinary, truly. Forgive my directness, but what is your secret? What are you doing? His response was disarmingly simple, delivered with the quiet conviction of 4 decades of unwavering routine. I do one thing, he said, holding up a single finger for emphasis. Just one simple habit. Every single day, without fail, since I was in my 50s. It's natural, cost next to nothing, and I swear by it. My mind conjured images of complex rituals, rare superfoods, or obscure exercises. The anticipation built. What profound revelation was about to change my understanding of geriatric sexual health? He paused, then delivered the line that would irrevocably alter the trajectory of my clinical practice. Every morning, without fail, I eat 1 handful of raw mixed nuts and seeds. That's it. That's the whole secret. A handful of nuts? That was the earth-shattering revelation? The anticlimax was almost comical. I recall a polite nod, masking the internal wave of profound skepticism. Nuts? The same snack relegated to party bowls and trail mix? How could something so mundane, so utterly ordinary, possibly account for the physiological marvel sitting before me? It felt absurdly simplistic, almost trivial, against the backdrop of complex hormonal pathways and intricate vascular mechanisms I dealt with daily. Yet the evidence was irrefutable. He was 96. He was walking tall. He was mentally acute. And his claim, delivered with such calm assurance, hung in the air, challenging decades of medical dogma. I couldn't dismiss him. The sheer consistency, over 40 years, hinted at something more significant than coincidence. This wasn't a recent fad. It was a lifetime commitment to a tiny, daily act. The conviction in his voice, the tangible results embodied in his very being, compelled me to look deeper. That conversation wasn't just a patient interaction. It was a seismic shift in my perspective. Mr. Peterson wasn't a miraculous exception, proving the rule of age-related decline. He was living, breathing proof that the rule itself was flawed, or at least incomplete. He forced me to confront the possibility that what we accept as normal, aging might be significantly influenced by modifiable factors we chronically undervalue. His simple habit became a professional obsession. Driven by a potent mix of disbelief and burgeoning hope, I plunged back into the medical literature, not with the detached eye of a researcher reviewing familiar territory, but with the fervent curiosity of someone who had glimpsed a hidden truth. I devoured nutritional studies, pored over vascular research, scrutinized data on micronutrients and their impact on endothelial function, hormone regulation, and inflammation. I revisited journals I hadn't opened in years, searching for connections I'd previously overlooked. And slowly, meticulously, the picture began to coalesce. The science wasn't merely suggestive. It was robust, extensive, and remarkably consistent. That handful of nuts and seeds wasn't just a healthy snack. It was a potent, synergistic cocktail of bioactive compounds acting as nature's own meticulously balanced pharmaceutical intervention, without the side effects. The key, I discovered, lay in a cascade of benefits targeting the very foundation of erectile function, vascular health. An erection is, fundamentally, a hydraulic event. It requires a rapid, substantial influx of blood into the spongy tissues of the penis, facilitated by the relaxation and dilation of the smooth muscle lining the arteries. The maestro conducting this vascular symphony is a simple molecule, nitric oxide, NO. NO is the body's primary vasodilator. It signals the blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing oxygen-rich blood to surge where it's needed.
Crucially, pharmaceutical giants built empires on drugs like Viagra and Cialis, which work by prolonging the effects of naturally produced nitric oxide. They don't create the NO, they simply amplify its signal. Without sufficient endogenous NO production, desire alone is powerless to trigger the physical response. This is where Mr. Peterson's daily handful became genius. Several of the nuts he consumed, walnuts, almonds, peanuts, pistachios, are exceptionally rich in an amino acid called L-Arginine. L-Arginine is the direct precursor to nitric oxide. When ingested, the body converts L-Arginine into NO through enzymatic reactions primarily occurring in the endothelial cells lining the blood vessels. By consuming a consistent daily dose of L-Arginine through nuts and seeds, Mr. Peterson was essentially providing his body with the raw materials to produce its own potent natural vasodilator on demand. He was boosting his internal NO factory. The implications were staggering. This wasn't just about facilitating erections, it was about optimizing the entire cardiovascular system. Enhanced NO production translates to improved blood flow everywhere. To the heart muscle, reducing the risk of angina and heart attacks. To the brain, supporting cognitive function and potentially reducing stroke risk. To the muscles, enhancing endurance and recovery. And crucially, to the pelvic region, nourishing the nerves and tissues essential for sexual response. The benefits extended far beyond the immediate vascular effects. That handful delivered a concentrated payload of other critical nutrients, each playing a vital supporting role in the complex orchestra of male vitality. Magnesium, abundant in almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds, is a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions. It supports nerve function, crucial for transmitting arousal signals, muscle relaxation, including the smooth muscle and blood vessels, and testosterone production. Low magnesium levels are linked to increased inflammation and endothelial dysfunction. Zinc, particularly plentiful in pumpkin seeds, pepitas, and cashews, is indispensable for testosterone synthesis, sperm health, immune function, and prostate health. Adequate zinc levels are vital for maintaining libido and supporting the structural integrity of reproductive tissues. Selenium, famously concentrated in Brazil nuts, just 1 or 2 provide the daily requirement, is a powerful antioxidant that protects cells from oxidative stress. It's crucial for testosterone metabolism, sperm motility, and plays a significant role in reducing inflammation, a key driver of vascular disease and prostate issues. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially prominent in walnuts and flax seeds, often included in seed mixes, are potent anti-inflammatory agents. Chronic inflammation damages blood vessels, stiffens arteries, and contributes to atherosclerosis, the enemy of healthy blood flow. Omega-3s keep blood viscosity optimal, reducing the risk of clots, and ensuring smooth circulation. Vitamin E, found abundantly in almonds, hazelnuts, and sunflower seeds, is another powerful antioxidant, protecting cell membranes, particularly those in blood vessels and nerves, from oxidative damage. It supports immune function and may help maintain healthy testosterone levels. Plant sterols present in various nuts and seeds help manage cholesterol levels by blocking the absorption of dietary cholesterol in the gut, contributing to cleaner, more flexible arteries. Antioxidants and polyphenols. Nuts and seeds are loaded with diverse antioxidants, like ellagic acid in walnuts or resveratrol in peanuts, that combat oxidative stress systemically, protecting DNA, reducing inflammation, and supporting overall cellular health. This wasn't just about L-Arginine and NO. It was about creating an internal environment conducive to vitality. The nuts provided the raw materials for hormone production, protected against the cellular rust of oxidation and inflammation, ensured optimal nerve signaling, and actively maintained vascular elasticity and openness.
Mr. Peterson, intuitively or through simple consistency, had been conducting a daily symphony of nutrients that supported his entire system holistically. He wasn't merely treating a symptom, he was nourishing the foundation. My initial skepticism gave way to profound respect, followed by enthusiastic clinical application. I began incorporating this simple recommendation, one daily handful of raw mixed nuts and seeds, into the treatment plans of my patients, particularly those struggling with erectile dysfunction, low energy, or early signs of vascular issues. The results, observed over months and years, were frequently remarkable and often humbling.
Men who had relied on PDE5, like Viagra, with inconsistent results, reported firmer, more reliable erections, often reducing their dependence on medication. Many experienced a noticeable surge in morning erections, a key indicator of vascular health. Beyond the bedroom, patients reported tangible improvements in everyday vitality, increased energy levels that sustained them throughout the day, sharper mental focus and clarity, better mood regulation, and even improved exercise tolerance. One patient, a 68-year-old with mild hypertension and early-stage ED, remarked after 3 months, "It's not just about getting it up, doc. I feel lighter. My legs don't ache as much when I walk and my head feels clearer in the afternoons." Another, a 72-year-old who had resigned himself to a sedentary life, found the energy to restart his beloved gardening. These weren't isolated anecdotes. They were consistent patterns echoing the science I had immersed myself in. The nuts were working systemically, improving circulation, reducing inflammation, and optimizing cellular function far beyond the pelvic region. The vascular benefits feeding sexual health were simultaneously nourishing the brain, the heart, the muscles, the whole man. While the core mechanism centered on blood flow via NO, Mr. Peterson's specific choice of a mix was inadvertently brilliant. Not all nuts are created equal. Each brings unique strengths to the table. Through research and observation, I identified what I now term the erection superfoods, the specific nuts and seeds that deliver the most potent punch for male vitality. Pistachios. Beyond being a good L-Arginine source, they are rich in antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, and phytosterols. Studies, including a notable one published in the International Journal of Impotence Research, demonstrated significant improvement in erectile function scores in men with ED after consuming pistachios daily for just a few weeks, attributed to improved endothelial function and cholesterol levels. Walnuts, the omega-3 champions. Their high polyunsaturated fat content, antioxidants, including melatonin for sleep regulation, and polyphenols, make them exceptional for reducing inflammation, improving blood vessel elasticity, and supporting brain health. The anti-inflammatory effect is crucial for long-term vascular integrity. Almonds, vitamin E powerhouses. They provide significant magnesium, fiber, and monounsaturated fats. Vitamin E protects blood vessels and nerves, magnesium aids relaxation and testosterone support, and the healthy fats contribute to sustained energy and hormone production. Hazelnuts, another excellent source of vitamin E and monounsaturated fats, oleic acid, similar to olive oil. They also provide manganese and copper, essential cofactors for antioxidant enzymes. They contribute to healthy cholesterol profiles and protect against oxidative stress. Brazil nuts, the selenium superstars. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts provide more than 100% of the daily selenium requirement. Selenium is vital for testosterone synthesis, sperm health, thyroid function, and is a potent component of the body's master antioxidant, glutathione. Crucial for protecting the testes and prostate from oxidative damage. Pumpkin seeds, or pepitas, the zinc kings. Exceptionally rich in zinc, vital for testosterone production, immune function, prostate health, reducing the risk of BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, and wound healing. They also provide magnesium, plant-based omega-3As, ALA, and antioxidants. Sunflower seeds, often included in mixes, are excellent sources of vitamin E, selenium, magnesium, and linoleic acid, an essential omega-6 fatty acid, important in moderation. They contribute significantly to the antioxidant and mineral profile. Flax seeds, or chia seeds, while technically not nuts, they are often included in seed mixes and are phenomenal sources of plant-based omega-3s, ALA, and lignans, fiber-rich compounds with potential benefits for hormone balance and prostate health. The magic lies in the synergy. Consuming a mix ensures a broad spectrum of these essential nutrients working together. The L-Arginine from walnuts and pistachios boosts NO. The omega-3s from walnuts and flax seeds reduce the inflammation that impedes NO production and damages vessels. The zinc from pumpkin seeds supports the testosterone needed for libido. The selenium from Brazil nuts protects the cells producing testosterone and sperm. The vitamin E from almonds and sunflower seeds shields the delicate vascular endothelium, and the magnesium from almonds and pumpkin seeds helps everything relax and function smoothly.
It's a comprehensive, natural form formula, supporting every link in the chain of male sexual vitality. Naturally, a common and understandable concern arises when recommending daily nuts. But doctor, aren't nuts high in fat? Won't this make me gain weight? This apprehension, deeply ingrained from decades of fat-phobic diet trends, is valid but fundamentally misplaced in this context. It's crucial to understand the distinction between fats. The fats predominantly found in nuts and seeds are unsaturated fats. Monounsaturated fats, like those in almonds, cashews, hazelnuts, and polyunsaturated fats, including essential omega-3s and omega-6s, abundant in walnuts, flax seeds, and sunflower seeds. These are fundamentally different from the saturated and trans fats found in processed foods, fried items, and fatty meats that contribute to arterial plaque, inflammation, and weight gain. Healthy unsaturated fats are not the enemy. They are essential allies, especially as men age. They act as powerful anti-inflammatory agents, helping to soothe the chronic, low-grade inflammation that accelerates aging and damages blood vessels. They improve the lipid profile by increasing HDL, good cholesterol, and lowering LDL, bad cholesterol, contributing to cleaner, more flexible arteries. They are vital for the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, crucial for immune function, bone health, and antioxidant protection. They are fundamental building blocks for hormones, including testosterone. They provide sustained energy, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce cravings for refined carbohydrates and sugars that do contribute to weight gain and metabolic dysfunction. They promote satiety, the feeling of fullness, helping to control overall calorie intake by reducing the urge to snack on unhealthy options later. Regarding calories and weight management, yes, nuts are energy dense. However, the key is portion control and substitution, not addition. Mr. Peterson didn't eat nuts on top of his regular diet. He incorporated one measured handful, approximately 1.5 to 2 ounces, or a small 1/4 cup measure, as part of his daily intake, likely replacing a less nutritious snack or balancing other meals. This portion provides a powerhouse of nutrients without excessive calories. The combination of healthy fats, protein, and fiber in nuts is incredibly satiating, meaning you feel fuller for longer after eating them compared to processed carbs or sugary snacks. This naturally helps regulate overall calorie consumption. The metabolic boost from improved nutrient intake, better hormone balance, and reduced inflammation can actually support a healthier weight. The goal isn't to add significant calories, but to replace empty calories with nutrient-dense ones that actively support metabolic health and vascular function. The focus should be on the quality of the fuel, not just the quantity. As I integrated this simple protocol into my practice and witnessed its effects, a deeper dimension emerged, one that transcended the purely physical mechanics of blood flow and hormone levels. It became starkly apparent that the loss of sexual function wasn't just a physiological event. It was an assault on a man's identity, his sense of self, his confidence, and his connection within his most intimate relationships. Over the years, I've sat across from countless men, successful professionals, devoted fathers, community pillars, whose eyes betrayed a profound sense of defeat, embarrassment, and even shame when discussing their struggles with intimacy. They spoke in hushed tones, avoided eye contact, or simply resigned themselves to a diminished existence. "I'm just getting old, Doc," they'd say, the words heavy with acceptance of a narrative they felt powerless to change. The impact rippled far beyond the bedroom. I saw confident men become hesitant, vibrant personalities dim, relationships strained by unspoken frustration and distance. The inability to perform, or the fear of it, eroded their fundamental sense of masculinity. They felt less like themselves, less vital, less whole. This wasn't vanity, it was a profound quality of life issue, touching the core of human experience, connection, intimacy, and the expression of love. Restoring physical function, therefore, was never just about the mechanics of an erection. It was about restoring dignity. It was about reigniting the spark of confidence that allows a man to stand tall, meet the world's gaze, and engage fully in his relationships.
It was about reconnecting him with a vital part of his identity he feared was lost forever. When a patient would return after adopting the nut habit, reporting not just improved function, but a renewed sense of confidence, a lightness in his step, a rediscovered intimacy with his partner, the transformation was palpable. "I feel like myself again" was a common refrain, more powerful than any lab result. This is what Mr. Peterson embodied so powerfully. His daily handful wasn't merely a health hack. It was a profound act of self-respect, a quiet commitment to honoring his body and its capabilities every single day. It was a ritual of care, a promise to remain fully alive, engaged, and connected. He didn't chase youth. He cultivated vitality through consistent, wise nourishment. He understood intuitively that honoring the body fosters resilience. This simple act represented agency, the power to influence one's health narrative rather than passively accept decline. It fostered hope, the antidote to the resignation that so often accompanies aging. And it built a bridge back to intimacy, not just physically but emotionally, allowing for vulnerability, connection, and shared pleasure. The message embedded in that handful of nuts is profound. You have the power to nurture your vitality. It requires no heroics, no drastic measures, just consistent, mindful care. Start where you are. One handful, one morning, then another. The cumulative effect of this small daily act of self-respect is where the true magic lies. It's a testament to the body's remarkable ability to respond to nourishment, even later in life. So if you find yourself wondering, is it too late for me? The answer, grounded in science and embodied by a 96-year-old man, is a resounding no. It is never too late to support your body. It is never too late to feel more vital, more confident, more connected to yourself and your partner. It is never too late to reclaim a sense of wholeness. The path isn't paved with complex regimens or expensive potions. It begins with a conscious choice, as simple as reaching for a handful of nature's potent gifts, raw, mixed nuts and seeds, and making them a non-negotiable part of your morning. Let this be your quiet promise, your daily act of honoring the life that still pulses within you. The strength you seek isn't lost. It's waiting to be nourished. Begin today.